Okay, welcome
to Crackers and Milk. You should have done that when we recorded solo.
I know.
I did when I talked about. Yeah, I did a little bit.
A little bit. Okay, tonight we are actually going to talk about the Rise of Skywalker, episode 9.
So spoilers if you haven't seen it.
Yes, sorry, but it will be when we put this out. It will be quite a while since it came out, so you better have watched it at least once.
Yeah, so don't blame us when we give away key plot points and.
Yes. Okay, Jacob has our synopsis of what it is.
All right, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. When it's discovered that the evil Emperor Palpatine did not die at the hands of Darth Vader, the rebels must race against the clock to find out his whereabouts. Finn and Poe lead the resistance to put a stop to the First Order's plans to form a new empire, while Rey anticipates her inevitable confrontation with Kylo Ren.
Yes. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, now I have the top 10 of the year. Okay, so Avengers Endgame, that was a $2.79 billion so far. And then Lion King, Frozen 2, Spider-Man Far From Home, Captain Marvel, Toy Story 4. The first 6 are Disney movies.
Yeah, I was just counting that out.
Spider-Man is Sony kind of, but Disney put it out too. It was in conjunction or with them. And then the Joker, Aladdin, Rise of Skywalker, and then Hobbs and Shaw, which made $758 million. Hobbs and Shaw.
8 out of the 10.
Yeah.
Disney.
I don't think Disney will do that again.
I don't know.
think it's going to happen again.
I don't know.
Maybe they'll buy Warner Brothers for all we know.
I think Warner Brothers is powerful enough that it's.
Well, Harry Potter. You always say they have Harry Potter.
No, they don't have Harry Potter.
Warner Brothers does.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Who has it?
Universal.
No. Warner Brothers, man. You haven't watched the movies enough.
I don't own the movies.
I know. It's Warner Brothers, though. It's Warner Brothers.
You sure?
Yep. I've watched that stupid symbol every time I've watched those stupid movies. Hey, that's 2 episodes I did not talk about Harry Potter until the 3rd today. So, hey, I'm happy with myself.
That's pretty good.
Well, yes. I don't think...
I think Warner Brothers is big enough, but at the same time, I think Harry Potter helps them.
They own all the rights to DC.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not that they know what to do with
That's
it.
what I was thinking.
Yes,
Maybe it'd be better if Disney bought them because how much Jacob hates the writing.
Yeah.
Look, I know Warner Brothers doesn't know what to do with DC and do with those characters, but no.
So
no, you don't want.
I think
all of it under
the government
one.
would step in
Yeah.
and deny
That's too much of a monopoly. That's a monopoly.
That's a monopoly.
Yeah, so it's
'Cause
T-Mobile
no one-
and Sprint, but
Wait, what?
T-Mobile and Sprint. Yeah, that's another topic. Everyone, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a geek.
We're trying to stall to see if Mike can pull up some numbers for the money.
Oh, is that what? Well, I had it ready. Yeah.
Are you ready?
I think we got
Money, money,
off
money.
the topic.
Money.
$200 million
Wait, that's how much they had. That's how much they spent on it.
budget. Yeah.
Wow, 200 mil. That's not bad.
And then everybody opening weekend was freaking out. Oh, it's not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, only $454 million in the United States.
In the United States, so they
Yeah.
made all their budget back in.
Yeah, in a weekend.
Yeah.
And
then the worldwide is $927 million.
Okay, let me ask this with you. Because you said this, because last season, we talked, and I asked, I think we were talking about Endgame, and I said, well, or maybe it was off camera or off recording. I said something like, nothing's going to beat this. Nothing's going to beat this thing. And you're like, no, Star Wars will.
Well,
do you still think that they can beat that? I'm just wondering. Like 2.8 billion, you have to make 2.8 billion to do anything.
I don't think they're going to, because the word of mouth is not the greatest on this movie.
Yeah.
It's not like Endgame was the most amazing movie ever.
No, it wasn't.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe was handled better.
Yeah.
Than the Star Wars
because
universe.
They all understood what a movie was. They all understood the basics of a story to have it easy, and then George never did.
Yeah.
So do you think because of the backlash of 1, 2, and 3, and then you had, you get new blood with J.J. Abrams and all this stuff, the backlash makes this movie not go down as the most making the most money?
I think it'll make a lot of money. I just don't think it'll beat Endgame.
Yeah.
But as far as the movie, it was good. It's the best of the new 3.
You think so?
It's got some problems, but
yeah. Well, all movies have problems. What did you most like about this movie?
I liked the part where the Jedi all start talking to her.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I watched this video today that allegedly, there was going to be Force ghosts of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Mace Windu, and that they filmed it.
They did.
But it wasn't in the movie.
I hear there's a director's cut.
Yeah, I heard J.J. Abrams, they're going to release...
That's what I hear.
Know.
Yeah.
That they could release J.J.'s cut.
And because I remember there was rumors that Hayden Christensen was spotted on set. But I liked the final battle. The movie was a little rushed.
Yeah.
So it should have been like Harry Potter 7.1 and 7.2, 9.1 and 9.2.
I feel that it should have been 2 movies. Because it seemed like this is not a sequel to The Last Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think they didn't do that?
Because the first was a trilogy. The second was a trilogy.
The third had to be.
At the same time, like Harry Potter, like you say, movie 7.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, there's 2 movies in movie 7, but it's
and book 7.
It's movie 7. Like they're just there's 8 movies in it, but
it's movie 7.
It's movie 7. Both of them are movie 7. Like, why couldn't they do kind of like a continuation, like be continued at a certain point and have I don't know.
I don't know.
So I think
they made The Hobbit 3 movies. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Go ahead.
I was just trying to think where we would divide it. I think a good hanging point would have been finding out where he was hiding out.
Palpatine,
where he was hiding out and going back to that planet. And that would be the end. You're like, oh crap, they're gonna go to his planet.
Rey going to his planet. Yeah. Because
everybody
Kylo
else...
Ren was like right at the beginning where he found out.
Well, that's the thing. It seemed like it was not a sequel to The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a movie somewhere in between the two that needs to explain a whole lot.
Well, yeah, because and maybe, like they did the scroll when they did the scroll, and then they bring in Rogue One. Maybe because there's just the line in that scroll, like Palpatine announced. Somehow Palpatine announced where everybody knows Palpatine's alive still.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, how?
Yeah,
I wonder if they'll do that kind of as an offshoot. Do you think they would?
Maybe, but Did it seem like all of a sudden the movie was just like ignored everything in The Last Jedi?
Except like their connection, because The Last Jedi, they had the connection part.
Yeah, but
this one, it had the same thing. You know what I mean?
I
and
gotcha.
then it added, you can teleport stuff to wherever they're at. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing that I feel that they came from The Last Jedi. Like, what do you mean by that statement, though? I'm just wondering.
It just seems like
a total different movie.
Yeah.
It's
like completely different.
It's not continuation of the story.
Like I wanted to know about that kid who did the broom and
right.
Yeah.
And the entire rebellion fit on the Millennium Falcon at the end of The Last Jedi, and all of a sudden they've got ships again, and
that's true. I was wondering about
bigger.
that. Yeah. Now you say that.
But do you think, because there was so much backlash with The Last Jedi, because people don't like that movie,
toxic fandom,
that because it was the last movie, supposedly the last movie in the Skywalker saga, that they felt that they had to get everything right, or like kind of like forget The Last Jedi and be like, okay, well, we're going to kind of continue what we did with Force Awakens.
Well, do we know what the movies in 2022, 24, 26 are going to be?
No.
Because I'm wondering, are they going to be solos again? Are we going to get some...
Or are we going to get Rogue Ones?
Yeah, are we going to get Rogue Ones?
I've heard, so what I've heard, like, you know, because like on YouTube, I've seen that it's like, it seems like mid, like 4, 5, and 6 around that time.
Because it would be interesting if
it would be interesting because, like you said, with the Jedi, when Order 66 or whatever, they killed, but there were some Jedi that still lived.
Yeah.
So I can see, you know, Yoda and Obi-Wan did, but there's more than just those two.
Yeah.
That survived. We saw some get killed, not everybody, and that doesn't mean that people aren't like that kid.
Yeah.
It's like there's still Jedi out there, people with those powers. It's a broad universe.
Right, and I guess Jedi, name it Jedi because that's, you know, and that force, the Force, can be named anything.
Yeah.
Another galaxy away, they're like, oh yeah, we call that the doo-doo.
Yeah. No.
I have the doo-doo.
You can.
Right,
like,
so they're like, oh, I have this. I
mean, on the planet of Eternia, the hero just holds up his sword and says, I have the power.
I have the power.
I have the power.
By the power of Grayskull. How do we know the power of Grayskull? It's not
the Force. Yes.
All the Force is all around us.
It's all around us.
It's in everything.
It's in everything.
And Baby Yoda proves that. Anyways. Okay.
But I wonder if they'll make a tie, another movie, another...
Do you think they will, Jake?
I mean, they could do something with Disney Plus. Everyone, Disney Plus and Mandalorian. I want some more content.
I want the movie that was supposed to be the movie that's in between, because this is not a direct sequel to The Last Jedi. It's not.
It doesn't have, like you said, it doesn't, like, thinking back to it, doesn't have the same feel. It's weird. It's a weird...
It's
like,
a conclusion, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's a conclusion.
Like...
And there's so many plot lines that are still out there.
Like the end game... So, bringing back Avengers a little bit, like, the end game felt, when you watched it, like, okay, this is over. This whole movie, this storyline that they had in Endgame was kind of over.
As I call it, the Iron Man saga.
Yes, the Iron Man saga. But that felt over. This one, like you talking, and then just remembering the movie, like Rey at the end and all this stuff, it's like, this isn't over. This is not over. So you need to do a TV series, or you need to do, like you said, another movie to explain some things.
Daisy Ridley said she's done.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I can understand
Remind me of the girl who saves Finn. In the
Rose.
Rose. Yeah. Where was she in this movie? Everybody's been talking about that. Where did she go?
Backlash with her, though. That's why because she's in it, but she kind of went.
Yeah.
It went down because it's like, no, what was Rose doing?
Yeah, she didn't go on the adventure with him this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because like Leia asked her to stay.
Yeah, but it was because of the toxic fandom. She deleted her Instagram.
Yeah.
Because
that's crazy.
See, and like,
how can people do they go to the whims of the fandom? They're like, oh, they don't like her, we're not going to put her in.
I think JJ did.
Yeah.
I think JJ did a lot this year with this one. Personally speaking,
Disney put some reins on JJ and said, nope, the movie's not going that way.
Which is another George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another person limiting the powers of a director who should be able to do something.
And to me, so Rian Johnson, I think I saw something that he said is like, you shouldn't do what the fans want.
Right.
No, you should never do what the fans want.
And like, I understand Rian Johnson, people didn't like his Last Jedi. I get that. But yeah, Last Jedi brought things up. It wasn't a wonderful movie, but it wasn't a terrible movie. Yes, William Shakespeare's Star Wars: The Last Jedi did help me with it. It did help me with it. Like, don't get me wrong, it helped me with it a little bit more than normal. But, like, George brought stuff in that you didn't like, but you still kind of, you rolled with it, you're okay with it, and it's like, oh, you got to be okay with it. Like, they can expand it however they want. They're in control of the story sometimes.
Yeah, like, no, J.J. Abrams is a great director.
Yeah.
And I don't think this movie was necessarily his fault.
Yeah.
I like the movie. It's definitely better than The Last Jedi. It's better than Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I feel they gave away too much in the trailer.
Yeah, now looking back at the movie, I can see that they gave a lot.
Did the trailer seem way more emotional than the movie? The trailer got me choked up. The movie, I was expecting to get that choked up feeling, and I didn't really feel it.
So I feel one of the best parts of the movie were when they're landing ground troops, and the guy goes, well, block their speeders. They're not using speeders. Yeah. And then it opens up, and they're on those goat horse things.
Yeah. Dude,
and they showed that in the trailer.
Oh.
If they hadn't shown that in the trailer, that would have been the moment of the...
But you're like, oh, I know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's way cool.
Yeah, and then you know that the fleet of people is going to show up in the final battle because it showed it in the trailer.
It shows it in the trailer.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh.
It shows...
to check the trailer.
It shows the Millennium Falcon coming down in front of all those ships.
Yeah.
Would have been more... We knew about Palpatine, too.
Yeah.
Would that have been better if we hadn't known Palpatine?
That would have been better if we had another movie in between. That's kind of what I feel like. I just feel like I'm missing a good portion of the story because it doesn't explain how Palpatine got there.
Yeah.
He's just there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he's back.
Yeah. And he's not a clone. He's not a cloned Palpatine. He's just straight Palpatine.
Yeah.
Darth Sidious. What did you think of the life force of using both of them?
I thought, because me and you talked about this after the movie, the reason that he could do that is because he was a Sith. He could take the life from somebody else to save himself or somebody else.
Yeah.
Where a Jedi has to use their life force to, and that's why Ben died as a Jedi and disappeared.
Because he gave his life.
Because he finally became the Jedi Knight he was supposed to be.
I was a little kind of disappointed with the Knights of Ren. I think they were good, but it's like, I want a little bit more of Knights of Ren.
There should have been more Knights of Ren throughout all 3 movies.
Yeah. Because you didn't even know, like, I know about the Knights of Ren before because of you.
Yeah.
But, like, they didn't even show up in The Last Jedi, and they weren't even there in Force Awakens.
Just in one scene.
One scene in Force Awakens?
Yeah, in her Force vision. When...
Oh, just in the vision.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
Lots of things in this movie could have been cooler.
Yeah.
They could have all had those red lightsabers.
Oh, that would have been cool. But they didn't. Why didn't they? Because they were all trained Jedi.
I don't know. They could have explained Snoke more, but like I said, there's a missing movie.
Did you like him them showing that he was cut?
Yeah.
Cut up?
Yeah, because I told you he was dead.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But it doesn't. But to me, that's more life preserving, so they can do something with him.
So, to me,
it
shows that's the explanation for how Palpatine got there. Is those weird, the
experiments.
Yeah, those. No, the acolytes of at the Sith temple.
Yeah,
went and found his body. And that's what they did with Palpatine. Is they went to that planet that the Death Star crashed on and got his body.
Yeah.
And brought him back to life.
Yeah.
What do you think of the reveal of who she really is?
I was like, oh, really? Dang.
I thought it was awesome.
Cool. I liked it too, but
I was a little let down. I really thought she was going to be a Kenobi, but
I think Kenobi would have been better.
No, I thought that that was one of the best parts is how she handled who she really was.
And I like that where Luke came and talked to her as a Force ghost and said, well, Leia knew who you were. So
right.
Yeah.
That was good.
And she still trained you.
Yep.
Just so you know, it's more about your choices than anything else.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of the kiss?
I thought it was okay. I know that both Daisy Ridley and Adam, whatever his name is, felt like it was more platonic relationship.
Yeah. Well, I felt that it was a platonic relationship while you watch Force Awakens and Jedi.
I think in The Last Jedi, it's more implied that they're romantic.
Really?
Yeah. But, so, I didn't mind the kiss.
Yeah.
It was surprising that he died right after.
Yeah.
Yes, that was surprising.
What did you think of the kiss? Do you remember it?
Yes, at the very end.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Mike has.
Yes, I saw it opening night at 10:40, and got home at 1, and then I went to bed and woke up at 5 for work. So I don't know.
Did you like the kiss or no?
Didn't bother me. I wish he stayed alive.
When I watched it the first time, I was like, ugh. I was disgusted.
Really?
Yeah.
Disgusted by it. Because it's like, no, not a kiss. Hug. I think a hug would have been perfect. Personally to me, but talking to you about it, because afterwards we talked about it, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I get that they did it, but
yeah.
I don't think it bothered me because in the previous movies where she's on the island with Luke and she sees him, they have this connection with each other. So to me, it's like, although I worry because when I watch Princess Leia kiss Luke, I can't handle it. I'm like, oh. But I know.
True.
But, hopefully these two aren't related. Right?
Yeah.
Please don't be brother and sister. And then Palpatine's like, and you are my grandson. I'm like,
granddaughter.
Well, no, saying it to Kylo Ren. Wouldn't that be terrible?
Oh, that would have been so bad.
So awkward.
Because
I created
Senator Amidala was my daughter.
Yeah.
But they could be related with your theory of him helping get the midichlorians.
Yeah, but they didn't put his genetic code in it.
Still.
Well, it's fun. I think it's all this. I don't know. I think we've talked about this before, but all the technology they have. When people are running around on these starships, why aren't there cameras watching these people? Why don't they have motion sensors?
They did talk about cameros this time.
They did.
Because they remember that. Remember?
Yes.
Shoot the cameras.
Shoot the cameras.
Shoot the cameras. Yeah.
But no, back to them kissing.
You're fine.
It didn't bother me because I knew they had a connection. I kind of was hoping that he would stay alive and they would rule something. I don't know.
Okay,
start the new Jedi Order.
Yes, the new Jedi Order.
Was there? It was like the Soul of Two or something like they mentioned it.
Well, he's like, now that there's two of you here, I can resurrect myself.
But they said a name to it.
I don't.
I can't remember it.
I've seen it once.
Yeah.
I don't have the whole thing memorized.
Sorry. They said something where it's like they have, and Kylo Ren even talked about it. Did you guys like the teleportation force stuff?
Like the final lightsaber battles.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool how he's pretty much getting his butt kicked because he doesn't have a weapon.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he does, and it shows how good he really is with the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. But I thought he was good with the sword in The Last Jedi, personally speaking.
Well, he was, but it shows how much better he was than the other knights.
Yeah.
Shows why he was the leader, why he was the head apprentice of Snoke.
Yeah.
That was fun to watch them. How about the scene where they're fighting Ren and Rey in the water and
on the Death Star?
On the Death Star. I love that.
That one was cool. And then okay, so I had a clue. I didn't have a clue in the trailer or before when she stabbed him, and then she did it. I was like, oh, she could be a Palpatine. But wait, hold on. About this whole genetic stuff, how can you pass something on like that to this? It didn't make sense to me, but that was a great fight, though.
Yeah.
I liked that fight.
I about died when she stabbed him, though, because I was like, oh, man. So me and Jake talked a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if anywhere in history in the canon have we seen a Darth or a Sith, anybody bad, be turned to the good? Because we see good turn to the bad. Do we ever see bad turn to the good? And I was hoping so bad that Kylo would be turned good.
And he was.
And he was.
Well, Darth Vader was turned good.
He saved his son.
Yeah, but he turned good, and then he had a Force Ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
But his body didn't disappear.
What do you mean his body didn't disappear?
Well,
Obi-Wan gets swiped, disappears. Yoda dies of old age, disappears. But then Qui-Gon Jinn didn't disappear either.
Luke disappeared.
Yeah. Leia disappeared.
Leia disappears.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I was
He
excited
gets burned, though. Qui-Gon and Darth Vader get burned, or Anakin gets burned.
Yeah.
So that's another way, Kent, isn't it? Supposedly. There's two ways.
I don't know.
There's two ways. Come on, there's two ways. Burning.
There's two ways.
And then
I'm not a writer for
disappearing.
Star Wars.
Well,
I
you don't
can't
have
tell
to.
you. I just know a lot about Star Wars because I'm a nerd.
I have become more of a nerd. I was talking to somebody while we were talking about Rise of Skywalker, and I misinformed him about the lightsabers because I do want to talk about the lightsabers. And he goes, well, you're a nerd. I'm like, no, I'm not. I was thinking of you.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not.
I'm
like, I am not a nerd. And then he's like, well, you know more about it than we do. I'm like, yeah. Well, that's because I'm doing a podcast about it. Like, so I got to study some stuff. I got to do some things. But no, I am not a nerd. But then I'm sitting there watching it the first time. And all I'm thinking, I'm thinking about other things. There's two physically things that I was bothered by. I was definitely bothered by the kiss. And then the supposed death of Chewie. I was like, no!
Oh, yeah.
Like, I remember saying that out loud. And then while I'm watching this movie, I'm like, how is Ian Dasher, the dude who does William Shakespeare's Star Wars, how is he going to do this? How's he going to write this? How is he going to write this scene? That's all I was thinking about while I was watching it the first time.
So you have become a nerd.
I have become a nerd. I have. And then I was so Jake asked us if we could go again, and I said yes. And the only thing that I went to watch that movie for is to make sure that he wasn't a clone. That's the biggest one. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna because my nephew said he's a clone. I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. And then there was one line where it says Sith does cloning and does unspeakable experiments or something like that. And so it's like, okay.
It showed that he was a corpse.
Yeah.
He was pretty much a zombie.
And he was on life support.
Yeah.
That's all it was. So, yeah. And then he took him But see, the thing while I was also thinking about Ben was his eyes never turned yellow. You never saw him being yellow.
They should have.
They should have. I know, but it was never yellow, so it's like he's never really
went all the way
over. Like Darth Vader went all the way over.
Yeah.
And then he never did, so it's like, yeah, I could see him being switched back over because of never having yellow eyes.
Yeah. But in episode 3, Anakin's eyes kept going back and forth.
True. But they kept going back and forth. Kylo Ren's never did that.
I don't know why they didn't.
They should have done that.
If he was going to take off his mask like that, they should have had his eyes go back and forth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Wow. Like when he killed Han, they should have had his eyes yellow. Should have.
What did you think about how Leia died?
Okay.
Okay.
This is
be prepared.
I kind of thought it was kind of cheap.
Yeah.
Because when she did it, when she went down, it seemed like Kylo Ren had an extra life. Where he just said, they just said, here's an extra life. We need it at the end so that you can save Rey. And so, like, Kylo Ren, yeah, he died. Like, when she stabbed him, I was like, oh, Leia kind of gave her life to him. Because I think even in the movie they say that.
So, I believe in the JJ cut.
Yeah.
It's going to show that she force projected Han there.
Oh, okay.
To help her son realize what a mistake he made. Because it plays out exactly the same. Can you help me do this? I don't know if I have the strength.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And then he's like, I was thinking about watching that scene. It's like, that would have been the scene that they should have put in Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Not what they put in Force Awakens, but they should have put that scene in Force Awakens.
Like,
yeah.
He says the iconic, I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And and when the way he's looking at him was like, oh, of course you love him.
Yep.
Yeah. I that was a good scene.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. That was a good scene, I thought. What did you guys think of the lightsabers of Rey's new lightsaber?
The gold?
The gold, yeah.
I thought it was cool.
I don't remember.
The thing is we're never going to see her in the movies again, so unless the guy who did Clone Wars and Rebels does another a follow-up.
Which they could.
They could, but
I don't think they will.
It's like it's never going to be explained.
Yeah. Well,
so, unless you're a nerd and you go and find out, what does the gold lightsaber mean?
Which I did.
Hey.
Okay.
You are a nerd.
I am getting there so much. And I try not to talk to
other nerds?
People that I'm around the most about Star Wars, because that's all I think about for the most part now is Star Wars. So I enjoyed learning about the different colors, like Mace Windu. We talked a little bit about Mace Windu. That one's a whatever with Samuel L. Jackson. But the blue saber is for those who fight, or like knights that are fighters. Green is for those like
counselors,
like a Yoda would be a great one. Anakin Skywalker had a blue one. Obi-Wan had a blue one.
Yeah.
And then what I learned about the gold one is that they're sentinels. Were you able to figure that out more?
That's what I think. I read the same thing. So
yeah. So like,
and this isn't canon. This is somebody, applying meaning to the different colors.
What do they say about that? Do you remember what they said?
I don't remember.
Yeah, like I just remember that they said it was Sentinels, and it's in the TV series of the Clone Wars that they're Sentinels, and so when Rey,
it's in Rebels.
Oh, it's in Rebels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's Rebels. It's not Clone Wars. I thought it was Clone Wars. That's my fault. But I found that interesting to see that she is a Sentinel instead of a warrior or anything. Because to me, like when she went to the ranch, Luke's old home.
Oh, the island.
The island.
Yeah.
No, not the island. His original home.
Oh, the farm. The
farm on Tatooine.
Yeah.
When she went there, it's like, oh, she's just gonna live there. Like that's where she's gonna. To me, that's what I felt. That she's just gonna live there. She's gonna live out her days in Tatooine
as a moisture farmer in Tatooine.
Yeah. Why not? She's not doing
she's
any
a
other movies.
Skywalker now.
She's not doing any other movies though.
Yeah.
So she could.
Mike brought up a good point. What did you think about the end? How she said she was a Skywalker.
Yeah.
I liked it. I think it would have been okay if she said she would be a Palpatine.
That would have been cool.
I told you she was going to be a Skywalker. Didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen, but
she became a Skywalker.
She
became a Skywalker.
Which is okay. Like, she didn't have a name at the beginning. She didn't want to adopt the Palpatine name.
She did have a name. She just didn't know it.
Right.
Well, yeah.
Her parents kept it from her.
Yeah. Which was smart.
Because they tried to disappear. And I'm assuming it was his son, when he saw his dad start doing all the evil stuff, he was like, we got to get out of here.
We got to hide from this guy.
Yeah.
So when he was a senator and all that stuff, he was able to see what his dad was doing?
Well, he probably lived with him.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's like...
I mean, it didn't show them being that...
Yeah.
Yeah, they were...
Because they were a little bit older. That would have happened in, like... Do you think... Sorry.
Do you think, Jake?
I do think a lot.
The young... So, they were... In the movie, they seemed pretty young.
Yeah.
They probably seemed around Anakin's age.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Mm.
So do you think around 1, 2, and 3 they were born and then...
No. I don't know when they were born.
Yeah.
Because Rey's a contemporary of Finn and Poe. She's not a contemporary of Leia and Luke.
Yeah, true. But her parents are contemporary of Leia and Luke.
Yes.
Yes.
So...
Right? No?
I don't know when when his child was born.
See, they can explain that so much.
Because we're missing a movie.
Yeah, we're missing a movie.
Yeah.
But do you think this is toxic fandom?
I don't think
that
it is.
want another movie in between?
I think it'd make the story make a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
Like, my first initial thoughts when I left the theater is I like it. But as I sat and I thought about it more, it's got some problems.
Do you think it's a huge problem?
No.
Or just problems that, you can fix this up with another movie, like an offshoot of, like Solo, like they explain some things, or Rogue One where they explain some things about stuff.
But the movie would have to have the same cast in it. It couldn't be like Rogue One where you don't see any of the...
So that's why it needs to become an animated series. Because you can cast it however you want.
But you'd have the same characters there.
Yeah. Same characters. They wouldn't have to be the same voices.
Yeah, but it would have to be an animated movie in between the two.
Yeah.
Or just give her more money and she'll come back. And
Do you really think that Rey would have to come back to explain some things about Palpatine, though?
No, I think show how the rebellion got back on its feet, how how the end of the movie needs to be a broadcast by Palpatine saying, "I am your emperor."
Yeah.
And for those who rebelled against me, you will burn.
Yeah.
And then that fits in perfectly and shows Kylo Ren, who also got it, was like, I need to find this guy and get rid of him because I'm the one in power.
Yeah.
And it shows his quest to find Palpatine. And
honestly, that sounds like a TV series.
That doesn't sound like a TV series to me, because that's what the movie was. He didn't know what he was doing, but it, in the context of the movie, when it shows him, massacring all those people in the forest, he was finding the holocron to get him to Palpatine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
man, so interesting.
And then
this is such a fascinating movie.
And then Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
What did he used to do?
Okay, Poe Dameron. Like, what do you mean?
On that planet, he was like a gangster, but...
Oh, that's right.
Why bring that in now?
So interesting.
That was,
Also,
why are you telling me this?
With Poe Dameron, when saying to Rey that she's their best fighter, I was like, what are you talking about? You're the best pilot. Like, what are you saying? To me, it was like, no, she's just not... She's one of the best fighters, but not the...
Well, she's not the best pilot. That's not what he said.
Still, they're fighting in space with ships.
She's fighting with a laser sword.
I know she's fighting with the laser sword, Jake.
On the wrecks of the Death Star.
But what he...
Second Death Star.
To me, what he would, like... It's like, what are you talking about, man? Like, you're... Like... From their context of coming from where they went to the place, to the base, it's like, what are you talking about? You're the best pilot. Why are you just saying, well, it depends on her? Like, that's all. I'm just a little bothered by that part, because it's like, that's not Poe.
She probably is the best fighter. Because she's got a laser sword. Because she's not a Skywalker, so she's not a good pilot and a good sword fighter.
Aren't all Skywalkers good pilots?
Anakin was. Luke was.
Oh, yeah, she's not a Skywalker.
She's not a Skywalker.
Palpatine wasn't a good... No, okay. Well, he was a good fighter, though.
Yes, he was.
He was.
How about Finn meeting the other stormtroopers?
I thought that was cool.
That was way cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.
There's parts of this movie I like a lot.
Yeah.
But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh, that's a problem. That's a problem.
I just got to learn more about the problems, because then I'll probably start thinking the same way.
No, don't. It's,
That's why I enjoy the movie so much. I don't know any problems.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So I know that we've said that there's a movie in between 8 and 9. There is a movie in between if they want to do it, which Disney could, or the people who are in charge could. Do you think this was a good send-off to the Skywalker saga?
For the most part, yes.
Yeah.
I think the conclusion is fine.
Yeah.
It's over with.
Yeah.
It just, there's some unanswered questions from the trilogy.
Yeah.
In particular, The Last Jedi and this, because do you think there's going to be a spin-off of Lando and that chick? Let's figure that out.
There could be lots of spin-offs.
Poe Dameron and that chick?
No, I mean Lando, who sits down and that.
Oh yeah,
the stormtrooper.
Right. Yeah, the stormtrooper. Well,
I don't remember her
dad.
name. No, let's find
your parents.
Let's find your people.
People. Yeah. I thought, oh man, maybe they'll be related.
No, it's going to be his daughter. I just know it.
That's lazy writing. Just kidding.
What did you think of the infamous same-sex kiss?
The one that they took out of, where was it?
Somewhere in Asia.
Somewhere in Asia, yeah. It made me kind of like, why?
So if I didn't know they put it in there specifically for that
LGBTQ or alphabet,
and I don't care what you do in your bedroom.
Yeah,
but it would have not seemed that way to me if I didn't know that. It'd just been like
they're celebrating.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think the whole thing behind Star Wars is a political. There's something behind Star Wars about every movie.
Yeah.
If you watched it, I'm sure if a political science major watched it, they'd be like, "Oh, it's so annoying. It's all about politics, blah, blah, blah." I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some agenda to a movie. So, sure.
Now there is. Yeah. Or now there's perceived agendas to movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't care for it. It didn't, it was just like...
Like, it doesn't bother me. It just...
It's annoying that
a big deal was made out of it.
A big deal was made out of it. Like, when you see it, it's like, that's not a big deal. But you have the kiss, and then afterwards, because you have the kiss, you see other things. So I know you see the main thing, but I remember looking behind, and then that woman holding the hand of the person that they kiss. So it was like, all right, why would it matter? Like, why? No. It doesn't, it is definitely to pander to a subgroup or to a group.
Yeah.
And feel that they're all inclusive. But J.J. Abrams said that at the beginning, like, oh, you'll be proud of some inclusion to the LGBTQ.
Well, there's a rumor that Finn and Poe are gay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't see it, but...
I don't see it either.
I don't know.
Well...
I don't know either. Well, anyways...
Cliffhanger. Key moment. Scene stealer.
Don't start with me.
I would say cliffhanger was the lightsaber. Like the gold lightsaber for me. That was a cliffhanger for me.
Well, the whole scene, that's what's going to happen next is she buries Anakin and Leia's lightsabers at the Skywalker farm.
Yeah.
Well, let's say that we don't. Because everybody says there's not going to be any more movies. Well, let's say there is.
In Skywalker saga.
Yeah, is that going to be is that the cliffhanger? Her burying those and they fall into the planet That was kind of cool. I was like, wow, they got sucked away.
Well, she was pushing it down with the Force.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the question?
The cliffhanger for that. That would be cool. Some little kid, another Anakin is on there, and he's like going around with a little metal detector.
Oh, so wizard! I found something.
No, that could be a cliffhanger.
I mean, that's what is there. Movie. Is there a cliffhanger in this movie?
That for me, that's the only thing that could be a cliffhanger, other than let's go find your people.
Yeah. Okay. That's yeah.
It would be interesting to find their people, and like also a cliffhanger with Poe and what he was.
The helmet chick.
Yeah.
That's right.
That would be interesting to figure out.
Yeah,
that'd be.
She made it off the planet.
Yes, she did. I was worried because she gave away that. What did she give away?
The captain's insignia.
Yeah, that's right.
And then that little.
Yeah, the
little guy with her.
Yeah, the droid.
That little tiny droid.
Yeah, he was cool.
Well, no, he wasn't. No, the guy who fixed the droid.
Yeah. The little tiny guy. Yeah.
Yeah, who was like that big compared to
C-3PO.
C-3PO was freaky when he had the red lights.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy, but cool all at the same time.
And did we all know that R2-D2 had a little bit of memory for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not worried.
I wasn't worried at all.
I think I was probably a little worried, but then at the same time, I'm like, it'll be okay.
Like, there's got to be a backup somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think, in the words of Ryan, I think everything that went right. So it kind of was a little annoying at part. Like, not annoying, but like, everything went right.
No, I get that. Everything that could have gone right went right for all the characters.
Like Chewie, him not dying. Yeah. Like, I understand that he was in another transport and all that stuff, but like, the emotion, because I remember I was definitely frustrated that he died, but it would have been like, well, if he died, it would have been like, oh, okay, I'll get over it.
Yeah.
Because he's dead.
Yeah. Me and Sheena were like, oh man, he died. And we talked like whispering in like during, this sucks. Yeah. Like, that's Chewie.
Yeah.
But then we're like, well.
I thought that a little, but I thought, no, they didn't kill Chewbacca.
But see, like.
They wouldn't do that because that would have pushed her to the dark side.
Chewie? Killing Chewie?
Yeah, Rey.
Because she's the one who took it down.
Yeah, she is.
She shot it with her lightning.
That life force stuff was like... That's the thing with the genetic thing. It's really weird. Because everybody's trained, but then she gets this genetic... It's all genes. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little weird.
It's like professional athletes.
Yeah.
There's some people who just have the talent.
Yeah.
Who, until they get to a certain point, can just rely on their talent.
Yeah.
Where me as an athlete, I had to work really hard to be able to do what I did.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was just high school, so.
All right. Okay. I get that. All right. Yeah. Okay. What else?
So the key moment.
All right. The key moment is
that scene where the other people, when the other people came. That was pretty bad. I like that.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
So mine is somewhat in the same scene. It's when she's lying there and she's saying, "Come to me, come to me," and all the Jedi start talking to her. And you hear Samuel L. Jackson, you hear Yoda, you hear Hayden Christensen.
That was awesome. I'm like, I heard him.
Yeah. When you hear them all, and she stands up, and then he's like, I am all the Sith. And she's like, but I am all the Jedi.
Yeah.
And puts up both lightsabers and forces the lightning back on him, and it blows him away.
Right.
That was the key moment for me.
So what I liked about that is because he's like, for you to take over me, you have to kill me. And I was like, how's she going to kill him without killing him? And it was the lightning refracting back to him. And I was like, oh, that. Whew. Like, what? Don't kill him, because then you'll become the Sith Lord. What do I do?
Yeah.
But
that was cool.
When she did that, I was like, oh, that.
Okay, scene stealer.
Oh, wait, no. Key moment. When,
for
this is a joke, but it was kind of fun, is I have to look up his name. General Hux. When he says, I am the spy.
I felt he should have gone with them.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And then I loved when, like, they're like, he goes, I don't care if you win.
Yeah.
I just want Kylo Ren to lose.
That I love, yeah. Just want him to lose.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun moment.
That was a fun moment.
Like
General hugs.
Cause yeah, he's helping.
So much so.
Yeah.
Okay, scene stealer for it. I did not like the Soul Cycle droid. I wasn't a huge fan of him. I didn't think he was cute. Like, whatever.
Well, I think the whole movie focused on Rey more than any of the other characters.
Yeah.
So, her.
So I don't know about scenes. Like, I liked it when she healed Kylo Ren. For me, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, will this change him? Like, anything to get him to change is all I was thinking. Oh, good. She stabbed him, but now she gets to heal him. And explain to me, have the Jedi, where in other parts of Jedi healed people like that?
Mandalorian.
Exactly. That's the only time I've ever seen it. And I was like, oh, this is cool.
And she did it twice.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda did it once so far.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
But it was fun for me, that was
I think
good scene stealer.
The little guy, the droid guy, stole every scene he was in. Funny, cute, of course, but just funny, and like helped with whatever.
Oh, you're talking the repair guy?
Yeah, the repair guy.
Okay.
I thought he was a good scene.
Whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were expecting him to be this big, hulking guy.
Just this little guy.
Yeah.
And then this wasn't, but it was kind of cool to see the Ewoks, seeing some blowing up.
Yeah.
A little.
So, I want to know, what planet did the Death Star crash into?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Endor?
That wasn't Endor.
I thought it was Endor.
They weren't on Endor.
Why? Why do you say that? Isn't the Ewoks the moon of Endor?
The forest moon of Endor. Did you? Oh. So there's lakes and stuff. I don't think there's a big ocean, and I don't think there's grasslands where there's horses, goat horses.
Huh? I thought they said the planet where they were.
So, I know we're talking about the Rise of Skywalker, but let me take you back to Rogue One.
Okay.
And you remember how it said the name of every planet they went to?
Yeah.
Does that remind you of any other movie?
No.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, they do say that every planet they go to.
And I don't know who it was who worked on both movies.
But they did that.
But they did that. And I think that should become just normal Star Wars.
That they should just say
the name of the planet when they show up to a planet.
I don't disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think that would be smart.
Yeah.
But that's canon now because it's in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Well, they better do it. Dummies. Come on.
So, yes, I like the Rise of Star Wars. Rise of Skywalker.
What's your scene stealer, though?
I told you, Rey.
Rey, okay.
The whole movie, this movie, more than any of the other, focused on her.
Okay. So you liked it. Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
Would you recommend buying it?
Why? It's going to be on Disney Plus.
Well, I know. Let's say you had to buy it. Would you buy it?
I would like to own all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So, Yes, I probably would, but I probably won't because it's going to be on Disney Plus.
Well, I know, but a standalone movie. If it's a standalone, let's categorize it as a standalone movie. As a standalone movie, would you just buy this without it being part of a series?
No, probably not.
Probably not. Okay. What about you?
Let's go a step higher. Would I buy it on DVD, Blu-ray, or ultra high def?
Oh, yeah.
It's worthy of Blu-ray, not ultra high def.
I was going to say, I know you. You're going to say ultra high def.
No, I won't. That's
So just Blu-ray. You would buy it Blu-ray,
I'd
but
buy-
not ultra high def.
Yeah, I only have a couple movies in ultra high def, and one of those is Harry Potter.
Is that Sheena or is that you?
I like if I'm going to watch something ultra high def, Harry Potter is up there. Yeah,
Interesting.
Black Panther's also up there. By the way, ultra high def.
Okay. When I walked out of that movie, I was like, "Oh, I'd buy this. I'd totally buy it. Totally buy it." And then I said in a post on my own Instagram that I'm looking forward to Ian Disher's Shakespeare.
Oh yeah.
And he liked my photo, so I was like, "Yep, I'd said it was my my most anticipated book of 2020 is his book. So I am, I would buy it. I'd totally buy it. So yeah.
I don't know what the future holds, but
Yeah.
I haven't bought a movie in a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to own all the Star Wars movies, just like I want to own all the James Bond movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think that's our age group is we want like buying stuff instead of just owning a digital copy.
Yeah. Well,
because when the power goes out, it doesn't matter if it's digital or not. You can't watch it.
Yeah.
Right.
So on iTunes, I do iTunes, and I wait for the right price for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Usually it's like $99. I'm like, that's not the right price. Then if a Star Wars movie comes out, it's $79. I'm like, that's not the right price. Came down to $50. I'm like, I'm buying that. That's the right price because it won't go any lower than $50. I know it won't go any lower. So I bought it. So I have all of them so far. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to get the other one. But, you know I do Disney Plus, but it also, I don't know how long I'm going to do Disney Plus. For me.
Till the end of time for me.
You, yeah. And hopefully it never goes out.
Have you seen episode 4, 5, and 6 in ultra high def? It's on it's in 4K on Disney Plus.
Oh,
I haven't.
I haven't.
Oh my goodness, it is fun to watch. It's a different experience in 4K.
Gonna have to watch it.
I heard that they changed some stuff, but
Yeah, some of the explosions you're like, oh, that's
no, I'm talking about Han and Guido.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, anyway.
They did?
Sounds
okay.
It looks real cool.
Please subscribe, rate, and leave a comment on what you think of Rise of Skywalker and what you thought of what we thought about it. What's your cliffhanger, key moment, and your scene stealer? What are they? Thank you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.